Water. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Pitchorama. Today we have 7 projects from 6 countries, ranging from IETM's Perform Europe. We hear from a global connector. And then we hear from projects from Taiwan, Nigeria, Sweden, the Netherlands, Belgium, and the UK. So how does Pitchorama work? For those of you who don't know it, it's IETM's open call for the network to talk about projects which are ready for touring, which are looking for partners, which are looking for funders, or someone who just has an idea and would really welcome sort of deep feedback. Yesterday we had focus on Finland. Usually within Pitchorama we would always have a local context. So we had 2 hours of Finland yesterday, so sadly no Finland today, but Tuve, 2 of the Finlanders in the room. So Pitchorama, each person has a 3-minute pitch to tell us their idea. They also have a short promo video, and then there's some questions from me and also questions from the floor. So I think we have a roaming microphone to run around in the room. That's you. Thank you very much. Yeah. So now we are going to start with NB Projects, Nicole Butler, a contemporary dance project presented by Maria Heidemann, and the project is called Birds. Please run video. Thank you.
Were the only species that lived in their own waste.
I am saying goodbye to humanity.
Good morning, everybody. I wish the music would have been a little bit louder. That would have been good. I'm Maria Heidemann. I'm the business director of Nicole Butler Projects. We do interdisciplinary dance performances and hopeful narratives for the future. Today I want to talk to you about Birds, Song of the Earth. It's a danced road movie, and it consists of 8 cellists, 1 dancer and 1 singer. And they'll be murmurating like migratory birds on stage, moving to the underground hum of the planet, reacting towards each other, and they're being guided by the magnetic field of the Earth, like they've done since the dawn of time. A lot of people are moving on the Earth, have always been, and now they're escaping also from war, famine, climate change, looking for fertile ground and in search of a better, happier future. And through movement and music, we're trying to bring stories and traditions from the East and the West together. For that, we're teaming up with artists with personal experience in migration and displacement, people from the Iranian diaspora in the Netherlands, like composer Aftab Davishi, and she's going to be working with our house composer Gary Shepard to combine traditional and classic music with electronic sounds. We're also, one of our big partners is the Cello Octet Amsterdam. It's 8 world-class cellists who stretch the boundaries of what you can do with a cello and how far you can take movement into their work. We all share the belief of freedom of movement, limitless dreaming, and multiple identities. Birds is going to be a production for the large stages, not a huge set design, so don't be afraid, but so in a large stage theatre can be black box or proscenium stage. The planning is for 2026, having a residency in the fall, in the winter, and then 2027 rehearsal and premiere and national tour in the fall, which is going to be sold. Oh. We're looking for touring opportunities, co-producers, and a place for residency, and also a potential long-term collaboration. Kiitos, thank you very much. I'm sorry.
No, that was fast. That was a different timer on mine, I think.
Was it a different timer?
No, 3, yeah.
What's the I'm sorry.
Thank you. I'm lucky to have seen Nicole Butler's work. How can you forget a dancing rat? So that's what I want to say. One of the things that you talked about when you applied was that you have money to help with touring. Can you talk a little about that? Because many producers in the room want to know what support you have, what context for that, please.
We have a funding scheme in the Netherlands that if we manage to have a tour of at least 3 performances, we can our partner can apply for funding directly for funding, and that could be for touring costs, PR, marketing, and other things. And also for hotel and. Anything in accommodation.
That's the Funds Podium.
Funds Podium, Dutch Fund for the Performing Arts, yes.
But you also mentioned about a recent grant. Talk about that.
Yes, we got a grant. It's you can apply if you're a company in the Netherlands. You can apply for it to strengthen your international activities, and can be just working on your strategy. Can also be like becoming member of IETM, visiting meetings. So so you have to make a budget for 2 years and get allocated money if you get it. And we got it, and we're really happy about that.
Good, because Funds Podium is only a little bit.
Sorry,
Funds Podium is only helping with the travel. It doesn't. Yeah. So it's only a little bit. Can you talk a little bit more about the Iranian aspect? Because you said they're working with a musician.
Yes.
Is there an Iranian performer in the work?
Yes, and also singer.
Okay, but it's only 2 performers with the
cello octet.
With the cello octet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they're going to be the music part is going to be highly influenced also by traditional Iranian music, because our composer Aftab, she in her work already combines a lot of traditional Iranian elements and with classical, more Western type music.
Nice. I mean, the cello octet are extraordinary. And I think what's interesting with your work is the musical element is always really monumental.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that at all? Because it is massive. I mean, you saw it there,
yeah.
but there's always a live element.
There's always a live
element. Doris, the world-famous theremin player. Yeah, I don't know if you know this lady, but she's extraordinary. But yeah, go on.
Yeah, she was working, and she did actually also compose the theremin part of that production. We always it's always difficult for us to explain what we do exactly, because we say we are a dance company, but we do a lot more than that. It's our dancers often have to sing, our singers have to dance. Sometimes very awkwardly, but they all manage to do, and it's and it's nice, and it's less about the perfection aspect, but also, and sometimes, like in the last part you saw, we also had a communal choir to coming in from the audience up on stage, and having different kinds of people also on stage.
Nothing about touring for a second. In your company, you also support associated artists.
Yes, we do.
So is there any opportunity for IETM members in the room? Talk a little bit about that, what that means. Because you're not just a touring company.
No, we're not just a touring company. So we make Nicole's productions, but we also work, let's say we have 3 young artists that we support in 4 years, more or less. And it's often artists that who've been working with us as performers.
All Dutch?
Not necessarily, not necessarily, but they do have a connection to the company, and often it's been a long connection. And what we do share is an interest in interdisciplinarity. They're often extremely multi-talented performers, composers, singers themselves, and we're just. Produced Felix Trellingen's own production, and it was phenomenal. It was just mime, but you'd think would you look at mime for 1.5 hours? It was heartbreaking, beautiful. So it's always. I wouldn't say apply for it because that's not really how it works. But it's people that are very, very close to us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have we any questions from the room? No.
No.
Oh, good. Can we take a microphone, please, this lady? Thank you.
Thank you. In terms of your touring grant, is that does that have any limitations? Is that just around Europe, or would that sort of extend further afield, to our part of the world, for example?
If we go further, it's bigger.
Yes.
Yes, you benefit.
No, there's a small amount within Europe and a larger amount. And I asked because we were going to Istanbul. Is it then worldwide? But it was still counted as
too close.
Too close.
Too close.
Too close to get the worldwide funding. But no, they think it. I must say, it's if we do travel further. We also, with an eye on sustainability, we want to make it longer touring and also experiences but we also can offer workshops, we can offer residencies, we can do things around it, but it has to be something that we have to consider well and make it worthwhile for everybody. Also be living in long-term connections, to have a new connection at the place where we're at.
Great.
Thank you.
If you're going that far, quite seriously, because touring and the environment is something to consider, what is your minimum if you're going that far?
So if we'd be going to New Zealand, I think we'd I don't know. It's we'd be having being there at least 3-4 weeks, something like that.
Minimum
probably.
4-week tour, please book.
It's please book. It's we met before, so we can. We can talk.
Wonderful. Anything else from the floor? No? Okay. Thank you very, very much.
Okay, thank you guys. Kiitos.
Next, we have a UK project by Paper Birds, The School of Hope, where art meets change, presented by Charlotte Calteri-Gregory.
Empathy. At the Paper Birds, we don't think there's anything more important in the world right now. I'm Charlotte Calteri-Gregory. I'm executive producer for the Paper Birds Theatre Company. We've been creating and touring work since 2003, and we are known for our unique style of devised verbatim theatre. In the UK context, our work is studied as part of the drama curriculum in secondary schools, and we deliver a year-round programme of professional development courses for drama teachers, as well as devising theatre workshops for young people in schools nationally, but also internationally. I'm here today to talk to you about our youth-focused project, The School of Hope. It's a multi-art form artivism project for young creatives aged 13 to 25 and centred on the topic of empathy. It provides an intercultural platform where participants use art to express hopes for their communities and to imagine the future that they want to inhabit. The programme is constructed as a series of 5 workshops, each exploring different aspects of empathy. And at the heart of each workshop is a filmic artwork, either created by the Paper Birds or by an exceptional artist that we have commissioned, inviting and inspiring the young people to develop their own creative response. The programme can be delivered online, in person, or in a hybrid format. So the Paperbirds team can deliver the project to your young people ourselves, or train local artist facilitators with online bespoke professional development to lead the workshops themselves with our guidance, or a combination of both. Throughout the programme, participants engage in intercultural dialogue, culminating in an online gathering where they present their final manifesto of hope at a public-facing event or festival. The first cohort brought together 75 young creatives from 9 partner organisations, 5 countries and 3 continents. And we worked with academics on the evaluation methodology, so we can evidence growth in participants' empathy levels and pro-social behaviour. So today, we are looking for more international partners who share a passion for inspiring the next generation of artists and cultural leaders to run this project again. The original School of Hope project also acted as research for our touring show, Feel Me, which asks our audiences to consider who they care about and why that is. So we'd love to explore bookings of this performance, which is primarily but not exclusively for young people, as part of a residency model. We previously did this with a partner art centre in Indonesia, and we live streamed the show back to a school in the UK, bringing both audiences together in a post-show discussion. In a time of political uncertainty and global division, young people need spaces to explore their hopes and fears for the future. This project connects young artists worldwide to share perspectives, respond to social realities, and to imagine alternatives. The project fosters creativity, empathy, and respectful dialogue. Thank you.
Quack, quack. Thank you.
Hello.
Oh. Do you want to do the trailer now, before Q&A? Yeah. I'm going to move out of the way because I don't want to be in the way of people seeing it. Sorry.
Hello, my name is Gemma. I'm the Artistic Director of the Paperbirds Theatre Company, and I wanted to say hello and introduce myself, but also to tell you a bit about why we have made the School of Hope. So I remember the exact moment that this all began. It was when I saw a photo back in probably 2015. This picture stopped me in my tracks. It was of a small boy, a 3-year-old. He was lying on a beach and the water was lapping at him, but he wasn't moving. He had drowned and his body had been washed up. I had been aware of the Syrian civil war, and I knew that refugees of this war were trying to escape. But when I saw that picture back in 2015, I stopped. I felt grief for this boy that I'd never met and outrage for his parents. And I looked up back at the world around me and I just couldn't understand how everything was carrying on. Like hundreds of thousands of people around the world were seeing this image, and then they were going about their day, like having a coffee and going to work and walking their dog. And it made me really start to think about empathy, about this emotion that we use to try to connect with other people and the things that they're going through.
Poignant video. Something I read, quiet rebels who use thought-provoking theatre and engagement as a catalyst to spark conversation and change. Yes. Hello, quiet rebel.
Yeah.
I've a few questions just regarding what you said. 13 to 25-year-olds, and you mentioned about 5 workshops. Obviously, workshops for 13-year-olds are very different to 25-year-olds. Just talk about a little about what you're offering there exactly.
Yes, obviously, so the School of Hope is a kind of pre-existing format of 5 workshops, but it's set up in very close dialogue with each partner and tailored to them. So in my pitch, I was talking about the possibility of working with local artist facilitators to deliver the work, and we really enjoyed doing that in the previous iteration because it's obviously those people who know the context and hopefully know the young people best. So there's a lot of planning that goes into the delivery, and I would say that, I mean, we can deliver the School of Hope just for one partner. It works well, and we have done that. But it's obviously better in terms of the subject matter of empathy if we're bringing multiple partners together. And in that scenario, we try and match them a bit. So they would be working.
Partners?
Well, that's what we're here today.
No, but you've done it already. So
I see, yes.
Yeah, so who have you given examples of who your partners have been?
So it was a mixture of art centres and theatres who have youth theatres, for example. In other scenarios, they did call-outs to recruit young people for that opportunity. It can work with youth centres and kind of youth clubs as well. Yep. So, yeah, kind of lots of opportunities for different types of groups to come together.
And when you did it with Indonesia, obviously you were doing that online. What's the legacy of that? What's being created now as a result of that?
They're kind of an ongoing amazing partner of ours. They're an art centre in Yogyakarta called PSBK. So, yes, originally they came on board as a partner for the School of Hope. And that's an example of an organisation who recruited the young people for that opportunity. And they just did an exceptional job. So not only were the young people across the 9 partners coming from many different backgrounds, but within their group, they had young people, they had deaf young people, they had young people from LGBTQ plus backgrounds, they also had young people from a quite orthodox Muslim boarding school, and they brought all of those young people together as their group of young people to participate in the School of Hope. When we went physically then to them last year with our show, the School of Hope, our show Feel Me, we then met a lot of those young people who had taken part in the School of Hope 2 years previously. And I know that it's been a kind of really amazing sort of audience engagement and youth engagement tool for that art centre.
And did you have 9 partners in Indonesia? You said 9 partners there.
No, sorry. So 9 partners worldwide, one of which was the partner in Indonesia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sorry, it's a bit complicated.
No, it's fine. I didn't understand initially how the online worked, but it's most of your, let's say, the School of Hope is delivered physically or online? So exactly, it can be both. Okay. Either or a combination. So when we first conceived of the project, it came out of lockdown. Okay. So it was necessarily an online engagement. So the partners did it in different ways. Sometimes they were delivering the workshops as online digital workshops with young people sat behind their laptops at home. And then in other scenarios, they were getting together physically in a space but engaging with us back in the UK digitally. Or we can physically go to that location and deliver the programme of 5 workshops over the course of a week. So there's different options. Okay. You answered the question about a week. Yeah. Do we have any questions from the house? That's house, Irish, house, who's? Nothing? Yes, one from this person. Can we have a mic, please?
Thank you. I just love this work. I'm just having a very practical question. What does it cost?
I can't really give you a set answer now. I guess, because it depends if it's the online version, where we're not physically needed to be there, and it's a much more sort of light touch engagement, and we sort of essentially hand it over to the group to deliver themselves. As opposed to if we're physically going there and our practitioners are delivering the work, and if we're bringing the show as well, or so, and how far away that is from us in the world. So it's a bit of a tricky one, but the digital version is very cost effective, I would say. if that's
Money to be discussed privately, I suggest. Yes. We have several paper birds who are also here. There's some paper birds over here. Yes, they're all waving. So if anybody's interested, there's Charlotte and 2 more paper birds, which I love. You're
Yeah,
having a
please
paper
come and
bird.
chat to us. Yeah.
Fantastic. Oh, another question?
Thank you for your presentation. I was just going to ask, what are the kinds of topics that you cover in this School of Hope? And do you cover climate anxiety in young people? Thank you.
So the overarching thematic is empathy, as I mentioned. Across the 5 workshops, we sort of take the young people on a journey. So they're starting with the self, and then kind of going out and looking at community, and then looking at a sort of bigger picture and their place in the world today. Yes, we do. That's some of the workshop content. We look at environmental concerns. Absolutely.
Any others? One here.
Hi, thank you for your presentation. I'm Jason. I'm from Malaysia, so not too far away from Indonesia. I'm just curious. For example, the people who go through the program, like how many of them, or is there some sort of intention to develop them into one-day professional theatre practitioners, or is there any kind of what's the expectation on that side? Yeah.
I suppose it depends a little bit on the intention of the Arts Centre, because it's we sort of hand it over to them to use the project as they want, with whatever intention they have. I think even though we're a theatre company, what we were aiming to do with this project is have a kind of multi-art form approach. In our experience, young people today are rarely one thing. They don't necessarily identify as an actor or a photographer, or they have multiple interests and skills. So we were trying to lean into that. And actually, what we quite often say to partners or potential partners is, this isn't necessarily a project for your theatre-loving, wanting to be on stage and in front of everybody and getting lots of attention type of young people. It can be for people who maybe they see themselves more as a journalist, or maybe they see themselves more as an activist, or maybe they just really care about their community and giving their community a voice. So we give lots of options in the workshop programme across the 5 workshops in terms of the ways that they can respond, the artworks that they might create. We're not necessarily asking them to create a piece of theatre, although they might.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Charlotte. Next, we move to Taichung in Taiwan to hear about their project Possibility of Presence by Ours Association, presented by Yufen Chen.
Hi, I'm Yufen Chen from Arts. Okay, I want to do some mouth yoga.
Do you want a glass of water?
Today I do some mouth yoga today. Okay. Again, I'm Yufen Chen from Arts Association from Taiwan. I'd like to share our project, Possibility of Presence, which started from the question about to be seen and not to be seen in some moment of our life. It's a dance and new media piece of work by Po Che Chen. She used her body, light, image, and space to dig this idea. After the show, people share us their very personal feelings. It tells us the work is really touching something real. The project is also supported by CloudGate Dance Company, as well as Taichung City Government, which give us very strong artistic trust and courage. We create this work in simple and eco-friendly way. The choreographer performs and also design the stage and lighting. We use materials from daily life, for example, like panel lights, and reuse them. And after the show is small and honest. Today, we have a version of theater, but the idea is flexible. We can also create a museum version and an installation version, which makes the world ready for international touring. We are looking for co-producers, presenters, and festivals, also residencies. We care about who care about dance, new media, and meaningful stories. Thank you. Now, the video.
Thank you.
Hi, Kathy.
When you mentioned in your application something that I want to ask you, because you talked about dissolving the boundary of the stage through real-time interaction. Each encounter becomes a unique moment of emergence.
Yes.
Just expand a little bit what you mean by that.
Okay, just like you see in the video, there's a real-time video, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and it means the immersive.
Yeah.
Something more immersive.
Don't worry, I have lots of other questions. The company you set up was in 2021.
Yes.
Yeah. How much touring have you actually managed to do outside of Taiwan so far?
We have done 14 works.
Yeah, outside of Taiwan.
Outside of Taiwan, we have one touring just last year in Osaka, Japan. Last year, there's World Expo in Osaka, and Arts Association. Okay, we bring our work, a piece of our work that represent.
Represent.
Oh yes, thank you. Represent Taiwan. The program which is called We Taiwan. I don't know if anyone went there. Okay. Yeah. We Taiwan. The Ministry of Taiwan organized like a 30 group of performing arts and visual arts. They went to Osaka and called Team Taiwan. And this is the first time we have a tour.
What's nice about the work that you showed is it's very intimate. You have two performers on stage, but the technicians, How many technicians do you have on tour? Because they also take part. They're filming, they're doing lots of things.
Yes, it's an interesting part of our work.
Yeah.
Okay, there are 3 technical crew that are visible on the stage. We usually make this mechanical way and technical way shows on the process shows on the stage. This is our style, and technical speaking, there are totally 8
on tour.
technical crew. Yeah.
8 including the performers?
Yes.
8 on tour.
Yes.
It's promenade. Obviously, there's flying lights. How long do you need for a fit up? How many days for this?
2 days.
Okay.
In the video, you can see the rigging system, which is controlled by computer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you. Do we have any questions from the house? Yes? New Zealand's in.
No, I have a question around the sort of staging. Is it adaptable to be end-on? And also in terms of the audience, the video showed everybody on the floor. Is that part of the kind of setup of the audience, or is it able to be tiered seating? And then also my final kind of part of all of that is, what is the size of the freight? Yeah.
So they're asking if, because it's promenade, like facing like this, can you change it to be straight on?
Yes, it's possible. Adapted with the venue and the context.
And you're asking if it's scalable? Yeah. So can you want it bigger or smaller? Which way you want to go, honey? Huh? So could it, yeah.
Yeah. If theater version, the basic area is like 10 by 12 meters.
Yep.
But in gallery or museum,
yep.
Yeah, we can talk.
Out of interest, because you've had a lot of productions, is a lot of your work normally presented in museums, or more in theatre?
Not yet.
But you've presented your work already in museums and galleries.
Oh, you say already?
So what you mentioned in your pitch is that you could also present in art galleries and museums?
Yes. Overall, the core ideas stay the same. Even the works adapt to different contexts. In museum setting, we like to include research on different kinds of group dynamics. So the video contents will be changed. There also be live performance in certain times. We are hopefully involving local artists and communities. And also the spatial design will be adapted to each venue.
Okay, but so far you haven't performed in museums?
Yes. Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, fine. This is what I'm trying to understand.
We're looking for it.
Sorry.
We're looking for it.
You're looking for it. Okay, fantastic. Do we have any other questions from the floor? No? Okay.
Okay, finally, I have a card. I like 100 copies.
Great.
So people,
you should put them on the stage.
People, there's some useful information like press kit. Please.
So
come to me.
Yufen will put her material on the stage so that people can come and get it afterwards. If anyone else has material from the Pitchorama, feel free. We have a poster already on the stage. Super. Xie. Next, we move to the mill in Molenbeek in Brussels, home of Need Company, who were IETM members for many years, and we're delighted they have returned. But this time, they're looking to create a network, and Jury Sheepers is going to tell us all about it. Please run the video.
Hello everybody, I'm Yuri and I work for Neat Company. You might know Neat Company as one of the major artist-led independent theater companies from Europe. We've been around for 40 years now. We celebrated this year and we are looking into the next 40 years, hopefully. We do so by new artistic leadership, a young, dynamic team of new people, and a focus on authorship and collaboration. An important catalyst of that transformation has been, is, and will be our home base mill in Molenbeek, which has been feeding our artistic practice and vice versa. Besides developing our own artistic practice there, we have been using it to facilitate artistic practices in the broadest way possible. We just showed it by residencies, co-productional support, public encounters, tryouts, debates, talks, and lastly throughout open call, where we hand out a development grant every year. These different forms and formats have proven to act as a lever for the local art scene already, but we feel that there's a lot of potential within the framework of MIL to connect with a like-minded international community and develop a dedicated network around it to support artists in the broadest way possible. This dream is still in full development, so at this stage we are really reaching out to fellow dreamers to dream along. But the ultimate goal is to develop a Creative Europe project, which wherein as many partners as possible sharing their resources to create opportunities for local artists who are ready for a next international step in their career. By using this network, hopefully intercultural exchange can happen through residencies, or a first tour can be developed, which is something that a risk that curators from more institutionalized contexts are not always willing to take. We are hoping that a lot of like-minded alternative institutions with a physical space will participate in the network, but please keep in mind that all resources can be of use, so please feel very free to reach out after, and let's hope to connect together. Thank you very much.
Well done. 2 minutes. Excellent. I know you've not started the network, but what's your plan to create this? Because you've said a Creative Europe application, fine, but yeah, go a little bit further with this.
Yeah, well, so I think that we have been supporting already quite.
You have a huge list on your website who you've supported.
Yeah. But really, it's not formalized yet, and I feel that there's a lot of potential within this this framework. I can imagine that we are not the only one that have a studio or a smaller institution that support in the same, let's say, ad hoc or close to the ball kind of support. So I feel that that there's a lot of opportunity to share this experience and this framework in a more European context, let's say. So yeah, we dream that an artist that we already support can, let's say, do a residency in Berlin, or an artist from Copenhagen can join.
So when you, because within the mill, you have 4 other companies in the building. This is what I've been reading on your website, if it's up to date. You have companies who are resident in your building, who are renting space.
Yes.
Yeah. But you're not referring to them as who you're looking for support. It's the people who you've supported maybe by your beauty reality salon, which was your open call before?
Yes, this is the open call, yeah.
Yeah, but you're not still running the open call?
Yes, we do, every year.
So when is the next open call? Because this is even more of interest to the room.
Well, or as interesting, maybe.
No, we want to know both. Some people won't have spaces, but others will want to apply for open call. So
yes,
talk a little bit about when the open call is
will
as
launch,
well.
Top of my head, 15th of June, but July,
Can't
sorry.
be. No, we're past that. Okay, it's very soon.
And but let's say early summer, and it runs until the end of September.
Super.
And then we hand it out at the end of October in our own curated platform, which we call Explo. So there's a lot of names to make it easy.
Explo is the name of your sharing program.
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
the sharing
indeed.
days that you offer the artists.
Yeah.
And within that, we're going to come back to the network, but for me, this open call is more advanced than the network for now. Is it just artists from Belgium?
No, very much international.
International, okay.
Yes.
So people can apply for this. Please look for this on the website, Mills Beauty Reality Salon.
Yeah.
It's not announced yet because I looked to try and find out when it was on. But that's because you haven't launched it yet. But this is, which is good. With the network, then...
Shall I say one more thing about it? Because it's really a development grant that has no return. So it's really just... It can just be an envelope of money for you to develop your practice, but it can also be an envelope and a residency, and it can mean a lot of things. And I think it's really beautiful that we do that, actually. So please check it out.
It's very lucky of companies of 40 years experience can offer this, actually. And that's what's really important, because you're an established company.
Thank you.
But do you prefer within the salon to offer people residencies? So you're closer to them?
Well, this is nice, but I mean, whatever is needed for them, it's really about this artistic development and whatever serves their needs. Yeah.
Which is brilliant.
Thank you.
So go back to your why you're here.
Yes,
it's not about the salon, but sorry that I've gone to there, but I think it's good for the room. The network. Are you going to focus on an art form? Are you going to focus what steer it slightly, because you've got a huge space.
Yeah.
But help for the other people who could join you for Creative Europe application. Help focus that a little more for us, please.
I don't think that we will focus on an art form per se, but I mean it is a 12 to 12 flat floor indeed. So I can imagine that people that are in need of that space are. We would focus on people that really need this huge space also. But I mean, we dream that a lot of spaces join, and this can be all different scales and sizes and expertises also. It would be beautiful if a small independent arts film house from I don't know where can join too. I mean, it is really more about this alternative way of sharing resources than it is about really narrowing down what kind of artistic form.
But from what I read and what I heard, I thought you were looking to create a network of other organizations across Europe who have similar spaces to yours where you can exchange.
In the first place, that is the dream,
That's what you're aiming for. So talk a little bit about that, what you're looking for the room, because there are lots of people here who do have space. So it's that I want you to focus on, please, a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, so
not what you're offering, what you're looking for. Yeah. Because Pitchorama is about looking for something as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Though, we are looking for like-minded institutions that have same sort of opportunities where we can share a presentational context, residencies. So we are looking for those institutions, people with a physical space and a flat floor. Yeah.
And do you know when you will work on your Creative Europe application? Have you a date in mind for that?
Well, I think after this we're going to have a small summer break and then we dive right into it.
Okay. Now, when you moved to Molenbeek, I have one question. Did you buy the mill?
No.
I was hoping you were going to say yes to that, so that was wise.
Yeah,
okay.
We hope so too, but no, it will be developed someday. But we can stay now until 2030, and hopefully
super.
It will.
You're there till 2030.
At least.
Fantastic. Thank you. Are there questions from the floor, please? Any questions? Yes, marvelous.
I have two questions. Could you say a bit more about your approach to residency? And then the second question is, with this network, is there like a shared challenge? Or when you say like-minded, do you have an example of what you might mean?
Yeah, so we offer residencies without any cost. And really, I think in this stage, it is really people that reach out to us with a very specific question. And we offer them space, as many as they need. But we can also offer, I mean, since we are around for 40 years, quite a lot of dramaturgical advice. We also have finances to co-produce every once in a while. So I think the options of support are quite, or can be quite extensive, depending on the needs a bit. And when I say like-minded institutions, I mean not institutionalized context in the sense that people are independent and we can move around this institutionalized context a bit because it's getting harder and harder to tour. So this is one of the things that we feel that a lot of people come to us to ask if they can present work in our studio, which of course they can. And yeah, we feel that it is our assignment or one of our assignments to facilitate this question, and that is why we are here. Maybe that is also a better answer to your question than I did before.
Well, it's just that we have less and less money is available, and more partnerships become more and more important.
Yeah,
It is
that's what
essential.
we feel indeed.
With the residencies, do you offer accommodation to people?
We do sometimes, yeah.
Okay, that's nice to know. Have you answered your question? Super. Any other from the floor? This person, please. I can't see. Okay, yeah, sorry.
Hey, just following up on that about the studio and sort of alternative touring. Do you have a performance space, or is it a studio and then you do studio performances? And so are you looking for, is it like a network of studio performance opportunities versus stagey spaces?
I call it studio because it is a place where we also rehearse and create our own work, but it is really a theater space. It has 100 seats and it's fully scaled to present work in a really nice context, actually. So, yeah. But it is also our studio.
Thanks.
Great. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now we return to the UK to hear about Perform Europe's project by Laura Kristeva, Becoming, a series of co-created site-specific residencies exploring national identity, belonging and migration, centering around the voices of first-generation local migrants. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Breaking the convention, so wish me luck. Hi, my name is Laura Krasteva. I'm a freelance performance maker, multidisciplinary artist. I was born in Bulgaria and now work between Sheffield in the north of England and my native Sofia. I'm here to tell you a little bit more about the concept of becoming. In 2022, after the first iteration of Becoming British in the UK, Perform Europe supported the project to concept tour in Brno for Becoming Czech, in Bucharest for Becoming Romanian, and in Berlin for Becoming Alman. This is a series of co-created site-specific residencies working with local migrant artists and communities. Each residency is different. The outcomes are different because it responds to the context and the need and is deeply co-created with those artists and communities. For instance, in the Czech Republic, we took over a studio space, converted into a tent using only recycled materials, and run a 36-hour continuous event, including a sleepover. In Berlin, we made performances for indoors, but also outdoors and on the U-Bahn. We've worked in 4 countries with over 50 artists, 30 participants, and we have a growing number of interviews, about 50 hours, an archive of what the migrant experience is like now. We've created 21 artworks and they've been seen by over 12,000 people so far. So I would love for you to join me to make your becoming in your local area, responding to national identity and belonging themes, because I believe that in a world that is increasingly obsessed by borders, a world that really likes to blame immigrants for everything, cultural spaces and organizations, we have a civic duty to counteract that narrative and a civic duty of radical welcome so that spaces and culture is for everyone and not just a few. So in the short video, which is a very rough edit of 2 minutes of a longer 20-minute documentary, you will see some examples of the work, and I very much look forward to your questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hope you enjoyed our editing skills.
Thank you. The local context is essential with this. So where do you begin for your next search for a city? How do you approach that?
I think for me, the most important thing is that the idea of values and beliefs. So if we share that with the partners, is the most important thing, because they will have already some relationships on the ground. And I'm really in favor of building scaffolding rather than artists parachuting in. So that connection with the people on the ground is the most important thing. And then there is a bigger picture idea around the places and spaces that maybe I or we believe are interesting for that kind of work. And I'm thinking migratory routes that exist, and also places where perhaps that kind of co-creative work hasn't emerged yet, and maybe there's an opportunity to start something deeper in that way.
Because with Brno, Berlin, and how many of you go in initially? Because obviously to research somewhere takes ages. So talk a bit about how many of you are there. Yeah, explain that process a bit, please.
So I start in conversation with the partner first, and then I do the research remotely and in conversation with local experts. So all that happens remotely can happen online before we go in, so that there is really a mapping of what is going on in the local area. Some areas will be more connected with what's happening on the ground, whereas for some it will be quite new, and also for some partners it was quite new to talk with academics and the civil sector. So I do a preliminary kind of more desk-based research in conversation with local experts from the third sector and academia. And then once on the ground, it's me and my producer, Claire.
And how long are you on the ground for? Because the result is a durational performance. Normally, I don't know if it's always 6 hours, but that's telling me 10 minutes to go. How long are you on the ground for then with this? Because
So the results are varied in terms of like the artwork. Some is obviously very durational, others is happening and can be a flash performance in the U-Bahn, like what we did in Berlin, as well as an exhibition that lasted for a few days. I have found that spending 3 weeks on the ground is a good amount of time for me to be able to meet the people in person and to really kind of embed in the local area.
Yeah, and what's a lovely element of the work is you've had local radio broadcasts and communal dining. It's a whole togetherness within.
Yeah.
And with what you've presented so far in those cities, are you aware, okay, Berlin was a flash mob, but for, let's say, Brno, are you aware of the legacy of that?
Yeah, actually, in Brno, the people who, our partners in Terrain, changed the way they programmed that particular space. They found programming slower and with a framework was really beneficial so that they can engage with their neighbors in a much deeper way. So the way they programmed that space is now different. And when I came, the war in Ukraine had started. And so our partners gathered other cultural and theatre practitioners to talk about how to make spaces more welcoming and how theatre and culture can participate in other areas of life. And so a lot of the materials that we used in Becoming Czech were donated to the people who are arriving, mainly women and children. So we had lots of stationery and resource that we used as part of the tent. And we also had sleeping bags from the sleepover, which we actually used our resources to support people with necessities because we were able to be flexible with our budget, thanks to also Perform Europe's way of supporting us.
And sadly, you can't access that money now for touring.
Well, I am based in Bulgaria.
Oh, very useful.
So
So they can still have European funding, which is excellent news.
I'm freelance, but I've got my company in the UK and a structure, an NGO that I'm part of in Sofia as well. So I'm open for business on both ends.
Have we any questions from the floor, please? Yes, this person. Oh, I can't really see, sorry.
Hello, my name is Aneta Hladovcová and I'm here as a representative of Nová síť. And we function in the Czech Republic as an umbrella, let's say, leading company of other companies in the Czech Republic. So we have this kind of network which includes more than 40 companies, like culture centers, different identities and individuals and theaters, festivals, blah, blah. My question is, if you are already settled in the Czech Republic, are you looking also for the partners in the Czech Republic, like in other cities?
I mean, it would be brilliant to build on the legacy of what we did already. I think being able to expand Becoming Czech and also see how it has changed in the last few years, because actually between 22 and now a lot has changed in the country. So for me, it's a yes.
Okay, that's perfect. So we can talk later. Thank you.
Excellent. Charlotte has a question. Question in the front row, please. Microphone, front row.
Hello. I was interested in finding out a bit more about the audience or the engagement, the public engagement in the kind of the public-facing outcomes of the various projects, and who you found has come to see the work and how they've responded.
It has a very mixed attendance, as in mixed in terms of like migrant first, second, and later generation migrants in the local area. The response from them was always very emotional, of being seen, of being heard, of feeling welcomed. And I've got the feedback. That's not me just. And it was very heartwarming that the spaces that we created in all the iterations were providing that, because that meant that we were successful in our first mission. And then what was also really lovely is that people who come to those spaces to see all the art and all the type of work were also coming to check it out. And so it was a very kind of like mixed public that was able to share together, and therefore lots of people who perhaps didn't know the intricacies of what the migrant experience is in terms of bureaucracy, in terms of culture shock and language, all the themes that will appear one way or the other in the works, came out of it being like, oh, I never realized that. And I think that's really the case also in the UK, where Becoming British is evolved into a 6-hour durational performance. And so you have a lot of different types of people that come and see the work, also from the art world. And so really realizing the migrant work can look quite different. It's not just about me telling my story. It could be very provocative in terms of form as well.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank
you,
Laura.
everyone.
Next, we move to Global Connector from Nigeria, Femi Abajo, and his project Negotiating the Sky, which focuses on the rain-making traditions from Yoruba, one of the 3 largest ethnic areas of Nigeria. Run the video, please.
whoa, yeah, whoa, yeah, whoa, yeah, whoa, yeah, whoa, whoa, yeah, 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 whoa, yeah.
Go, Femi.
Greetings to you, everyone. My name is Femi Adebajo, and I'm a multidisciplinary artist from Lagos, Nigeria, who works around dance choreography, theater and dance film directing, as you have seen, and also cultural producing. I'm the artistic director of the Future of Dance Company, and I'm the festival director of Artist Crossroads Festival, and also the CEO of the first dance film festival in Lagos, a platform called Koro Cinema World. The title of my project is Negotiating the Sky. And Negotiating the Sky is a research and a performance project inspired by the Yoruba rainmakers, those who negotiate with the sky. They are people who believe to hold and release the rain. Through this performance, I want to use the body as a tool to negotiate with sky, moving between resistance and surrender, moving between holding and releasing the rain. I want to create like a physical state where the body can absorb storm, carry memory, and also respond to invisible pressure. Through choreography, sound, visual, and text, I would ask, what does it mean to negotiate with forces bigger than us today, like forces like climate crisis, forces like migration, forces like spiritual repute. I imagine creating this work, because it's a new work that is on research now, in a residency space in collaboration with artists in Europe, maybe in cities like Berlin or in Europe in general, where experimental and performance art can dialogue with my artistic practice. And I'm really interested in this work because I want to bring rain ritual to the stage through choreography, yeah. And I'm looking for partners, co-producers, and also festivals who would be interested in supporting this project from research to creation and to the presentation of Negotiating the Sky. And also people who would be interested to connect to one person or who can talk about the dramaturgical flow or support in any way. Thank you very much.
Excellent timing. You're at the research stage.
Yeah.
So have you a feel of how many on stage? Because sometimes you tour with your own company, you bring your own dancers. But with this particular one, you want to not bring them?
Because of funding, I feel like it would be more interesting now to work as a choreographer and director, because we have other projects we want to do with the dancers in Lagos. So that's why this is. And we in our company, because of Lagos, Nigeria, we don't get funding support. And most of the time I get support from Europe. And I feel like it's interesting. Maybe if I can collaborate with a space, get dancers from Europe, then maybe it's easier to work. Yeah.
I should just explain that Femi set up his company in 2015. And a lot of the time the company survives through Femi having invitations to Europe who pay him, who then he brings the money back into his company. So the fact that he's going for so long is really impressive. So I just want to say well done. The other thing I think is interesting is that you chose to set up your company in Bariga, which is a very challenging part of Lagos.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about that, because this is a dangerous area. I don't have a research on it. I'm like, okay. But why did you choose there? And also talk about your first performance and how it influenced the change in the area.
Firstly, I was born in Bariga.
Okay, you were born there.
I call Bariga a special place because it's a space that has produced the biggest artists in Nigeria, and also space that has represents the place. So it has the good side and the bad side.
Yeah.
It has also produced me. I was born there.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was born there,
Yeah.
raised there. I learned how to dance, act, sing, direct there. So I'm proud to come
Yeah,
from this
of course.
place. And also the idea of creating a company is to also impact other dancers, also to bring up other people. And the first performance we created is called Untitled Series. And this is a performance that was influenced by my community. There is a road on my street that is bad, and we have a mud road. If I say it's bad, it means cars cannot really pass. It will be doing. It's a bad road. So when I saw this thing, I saw the mud, and the mud came to interest for me. And I feel like, what are the things in my environment I need to tackle? And I feel like there are religious crises and some other topics. And we picked this, and we created a dance theater piece, go into the mud, then dance in the mud. And it was fascinating for me because our logic is to stream this work, and the representative from the government saw it and they reconstruct the road. So we turned this into an advantage, and we made a tour in the community. We go to different bad roads to create works. So in our company, we do community projects, we do dance piece for stage, we create dance film. We try to tackle things we feel like we need to correct in our society. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to congratulate you in this because you talk about you're driven by change and how you use arts as a force for education, but you're shaping a future where creativity leads progress and you see the physical improvements, and that's really admirable. Yeah, well done. Do you want to touch on just the Artist Crossroad Festival so that people know about the festival, because you do many things?
Yeah, so Artist Crossroad is a multidisciplinary arts festival where we bring together different artists to come together to make a research and also to showcase their work. And this initiative came to life because I don't have a space to showcase my work. And I discovered the street. And I said, in our culture, there is a place we call the Crossroad, and there is a god called Ishu, and he is the god of the crossroad. So I discovered this crossroad place, and we started showcasing our work there. And that was how the Artist Crossroad Festival begins. And on the first time of the festival, the company performed 5 productions of 20 minutes each, because we don't have anyone to call. Then we invited some other people, like 3 works. So we have 20 minutes each to do 5 pieces. So we created 5 pieces, 20 minutes each, to perform on the day, then invite some of our friends to see the work. And that's how the festival started. Then we started to invite people, do open calls for people who are interested to come to Lagos, Nigeria, to exchange, to show their works, and yeah.
And your audience now for the festival is how many, roughly?
The last one we made in Lagos, for the local audience, we have like 1,000 people. And for international audience, it's still a small festival. We have like 100 people came from Europe. Yeah.
Which is great.
And Africa.
Well done. Have we got questions from the floor? Yes? God, New Zealand's really piling in there. It's great. You've travelled a long way to come here, honey. You may as well make the most of it.
I am for sure. Beautiful presentation, visually really stunning. And so my question was about your new work and wanting...
The new work.
The new work. Sorry, I'll slow down.
No, it's fine. I'll translate after if there's...
And so in terms of your new work and wanting to work with dancers from Europe, are you looking for diaspora from Nigeria or Africa, or are you looking for kind of more European dancers, just in terms of your kind of costuming and the visual style that you showed on screen?
For me, I am flexible, and most times when I work with people, I'm always unique, the way I move and the way I dance. And so I welcome different bodies, not to say somebody from Africa, somebody from Europe, but maybe the location would be Europe, but the dancer can be from anywhere, anyone who is interested in the topic of rainmaking, climate change, weather, because it's an interesting thing to bring rituals from Africa to express through choreography. Yeah.
Yeah, you work across many different traditions, art forms. Yeah. Any other in the house? No? Okay. Thank you so much, Femi.
Thank you.
Beautiful video. Thank you. My touch is not working. Great. Our final, woo, give me one sec. Our final, voila, I'm in. We end with a Swedish train-based residency project presented by Mary Nicola, titled Arctic Express, which is the future European Capital of Culture project. Let's run the video.
Hello. So my name is Meri Nikula, and I am the project manager for NOPE, Norrbotten's Performance Network. So Norrbotten is the northernmost part of Sweden, and there, far above the Arctic Circle, still hundreds of kilometers up from here, we have the city called Kiruna, which will be a European Capital of Culture in 2029. So we are working on a train-based performance and residency project with a European dimension. The vision is to have performing artists travel by train all the way to Kiruna, using the travel itself as a space for reflection and creation. On the way, they will perform at stations or other locations they wish to explore. The idea is also to spread information of the cultural capital, as well as to inspire visitors to travel by train instead of taking a flight, despite the long distance. What makes Kiruna especially interesting is that while there is wild Arctic nature, there is also the world's largest underground mine for iron ore. In fact, a large part of the city has been literally moved in order to keep expanding the mine. At the same time, Kiruna also is a location for 2 space centers. It is a home for the Swedish Institute of Space Physics, specializing on Northern Lights research, among other topics. The plan is, while entering Kiruna, to use both the mines and the Space Institute for site-specific performances, taking advantage of this immense perspective from the deepest depths in the earth into the infinity of space. Kiruna is a complex city facing many of the burning questions we have to deal with as humanity right now. So we are looking for artists and performing arts organizations to collaborate with, to help cover Europe from different directions, as well as writing applications for funding and finding sponsors, like train companies, to co-found this project. We would love to have you explore the possibilities in Kiruna with us and to welcome you aboard on the Arctic Express. Thank you.
Well done. We should also say this beautiful rug is thanks to Mur. Do you want to say something about this before?
Yes, the reindeer hide, I suppose you say. And it's actually from Norway. I used to live in Norway too. And as a overall Nordic person, I'm from Finland. I just had it in the back of my car and I thought, okay, why don't bring that aspect into the talk?
Always buy a winter coat, not a summer coat. That's the tip, isn't it?
Yeah, because the reindeer will change their the hair.
As a tourist, I was sold a summer coat in Norway. Shed a lot of hair. This is a good one. It's a winter coat.
Yeah, because obviously the reindeer have to tackle the winter, so they have much better hair during the winter. So.
Beautiful, beautiful project. Those mines are just amazing for music. Oh my gosh, yeah. Is everyone going to arrive at Kursana? I'm just curious. That's the aim, that wherever you take your train from, they have to come to you, or can they do part of the journey? Because obviously you're drawing attention to your capital of culture.
Yes, the idea is that everybody will come to Kiruna, yes.
Yeah. But are the train journeys all... Because there's lots of activity that happens up until a capital culture. So is this planned in the lead up, or this is only in 29? Just talk about the timescale that's planned for this.
Well, it's really, really early stages. So the plan is not clear yet. And the funding also is still not there. They're still just organizing everything in Kiruna. They're just on the organizational level, and I'm just like, I have an opportunity here. Let's just go for it.
Go, girl.
So the main idea is to use 2029, but also there is a possibility to do it earlier. Like I don't know, maybe 28 will be realistically the earliest possible year, though.
Yep. And do you have an idea about whether it's to do with other artistic organizations or cities which focus on mining and or space that you're going to partner with that? Where, yeah.
Right. So mining is not going to be. I mean, I think it's going to be maybe hard to focus on that. It's more the idea is that because now that we've been here also discussing all these issues, it's like somehow for me this is like a miniature world. Like, okay, it's just 17,000 people in the city of Kiruna, but that they would just that 2/3 of the city has been just moved, like. Yeah. And so my idea is that to also to people who are like touched by these subjects and want to bring it somehow into the work or into their into the awareness of greater public, then that this would be a kind of a topic, the ecological issues and what humans are doing right now with this planet. So that's more like a conceptual, like an idea. Yeah.
And you'll run ultimately an open call for this across Europe that people can apply for. What is your aim? I know it's early days, but just so that the room has an idea.
Yeah, just by being here, I'm already like learning some stuff, and I just put like an opening on our webpage, Nope webpage, just to like as a preliminary. Like to if you're interested to take contact, and there is like Kiruna 2029 is kind of doing their own open call. So our project with Nope it will be part of that. I just got green light like last week, like, yeah, girl, you can go. But it's not there will not be like an open call from Kiruna for this project. As it looks like now, I will be the project manager for this, and yeah, what else should I say? I just also like realized this like-minded people thing. Like I think I also already met some people that I connected with who has certain qualities that I realized that I'm looking for. Like I really need people who care about the planet and the people. And also in Kiruna, my wish is also to work with the people there. So not just like, boom, we bring all these international artists. No. Like, I was just getting this idea because we're talking about slowing down, trains instead of flights. And so like, let's say it could be that artists who are starting to prepare their journey, that they will write a letter to someone in Kiruna. And then someone in Kiruna will write a letter back to them, and maybe they start exchanging, like building this kind of actual connection with the people. And we also want to use this opportunity of this cultural capital year to really bring like international focus, because somehow this mining industry is so it's just so dominant. But I think also like with the more international focus we can bring on culture, the more they're even like forced to look at it like way what maybe culture was also important. Yeah.
Can you just talk about NOTE, because that's a network of 20 members?
Yes. Yes, there are lots of interesting things happening in the north of Sweden, in Norrbotten, culturally. NOPE is also existing because of an initiative. There is a wonderful organization called like the Resurscentrum för konst, like a resource center for arts.
Yep.
And someone there just like, well, maybe we should lift up the performance art this time. And so we started some years back, 2019, I think, was the first time that they started like searching for who are active within the performance arts field in Norrbotten. And it evolved so that now it's been like a 3-year project with a project manager on 50%, who is now me, to build that network, to start an association that will then take it further, this work. So now we got funding from the Swedish Art Council and the region Norrbotten. And also the funding ends in the end of this year. So we're just also looking for more funding and also wanting to make it even more relevant that we keep existing, so that also one of the motivations to go with the Kiruna 2029, not at all the only one, but when we can at this stage say that we are gonna go for it. Yeah,
I think you'll keep your funding, I'm sure, with Kiruna. Do we have questions from the floor? This very quickly, yes. You're straight up.
Hi, thank you.
We'll run over hugely.
I know this might be early days to answer the question, but I was wondering, what's your dream situation in terms of scale? Are you talking about a few artists coming from different areas? Are you talking about a significant number? That's the first question. And the second question was about the relationship between the citizens of Kiruna and the mining, and what's that like?
Right, so I think something that would be manageable and still rich enough would be somewhere around 10 collaborative partners, 8 to 12, let's say. Yeah, so that we could have like different, different angles coming from different places. And so the relationship with the people in Kiruna to the mine, yeah, well, that's a complex one, because the mine is over 100 years old. And it brought a lot of good things. You know, Kiruna, being far up there, was still one of the cities that got the first like electric lights in Sweden. But then as time went on, it's like, whoa, nothing is ever enough, right? So, but a lot of people still work at the mine, so it's like, it is very complex, and that's why it's kind of also interesting, is like, so what do we even think about this? I think it's this global question, like, what do we think about this? So.
Thank you very much. Any more from the floor? I know we've run over, I'm so sorry. One more question, please, thank you. I'm going to get told off because we're late. Sorry, Lotte.
Just to check if I understood right, is the idea to mix audience and artists, and the idea that the artists are developing during the train ride and being actually not, I mean, audience is also there because they're taking the train and everything is mixing?
Well, the idea is that also the artists who participate, I will honor their practice. So if you are like someone who works well with the just you can just wing it in the train and start creating something, then for sure. But it's also like the artists are the main subject of the residency, and then some might just perform on stations, or they might just perform at in the mines or something, but I would like to have some level of interaction with the local communities, either on the way, if that's possible, or definitely in Kiruna in some way, and I don't know yet about the possibilities of the travelers being in the train, like how that could be realized. But somehow, if we would manage to make that known, like, okay, here's a train with an artist on board, and just to mention that we also want to the Swedish part, because there are lots of not lots of, but a few minorities, the Sami people or the Finnish speaking Swedish and so forth, that we want to have like this idea of all aboard, so that we would also cover those minorities, like they would also get to be on the board at probably just in Norrbotten, but who knows, maybe they would also travel further.
But you having performances at the stations, whether it's all over Europe, it's a great promotion for Kiruna. So yeah,
yes,
culture.
And lifting up these topics, like
for visibility. It's yeah. Any other questions? One more at the back. That was meant to be my last. This gentleman with the hat.
It's not a question, it's more like a crazy idea, and that one of my colleagues created this train escape back in the days when the Murder of Orient Express movie was launched in Finland. And it was a night train from Helsinki to Rovaniemi. And the task it was that there were two teams to escape from the train. So why not, because it's the cultural capital of Europe, why not to set up a train between Brussels and Kiruna and escape if you can, I don't know.
Great idea. Absolutely, yeah. So please just take contact with me, because I'm open to all sorts of crazy ideas. Absolutely. And then we either ditch it or we go with it. And yeah, I also have like
talk about that. I was about to say that. Please talk about it.
Yes, so I have a few of these flyers here. Made with my own little hands. So if you want to know about more, know more about Nope. This is your thing. And also this is something that you could have it's a little bit more about this Kiruna Cultural Capital Year in general. This was actually made for I was here in Oulu in January, getting to represent Kiruna 2029 when Oulu had the opening of their Cultural Capital Year, and I was there in the video dressed up as Kiruna, if she was a person, and making music as a Kiruna.
Yeah, it's nice seeing you in the video. Yeah, thank you very, very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Stay. You don't need to go. You can stay. Well, whatever you want. I don't mind. I just think it's nice in the room to hear just briefly about some of the successes from previous pitches. And I just want to touch on one, which was Carol Karamara from Kigali, Rwanda. I don't know if people remember her 2024 pitch when she was talking about Troppo Centrala. But after her pitch, one of the members went to Rwanda to spend time with her, and then another architect came and helped advance the Fabrique's vision through research and consultations. And actually, what happened as a result of that was that there was the launch of Kigali's Be Creative programme, which was a launch of the bank, which was to help the creative sector. So amazing things have happened as a result of some of these pitches. And I just think it's nice to hear some good stories because everybody's asking. And so, yeah, just anyway. So I just would like to thank all of IETM, especially Ilaria, Roisin and Giselle, and especially Safir Sharifzadeh for making this happen. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining. And I'm sorry we went over. I'm so sorry. Thank you.